Hi friends, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, any holiday that you celebrate. Best of wishes to all of you. And I want to say thank you so much for following me and for supporting my channel. It has grown because of you, and I hope it continues to grow. Now, with that said, I am going to take a little bit of a break during the holidays. I think it's time, probably about 2, maybe 3 weeks. I have to do so much organizing of my craft room and everything else now that I have 7 cats. I know, crazy. Who would have thought, right? I always had dogs in my life, but now I have 7 cats. We rescued them all. They somehow find us. I'm not sure how. Somebody must have told them something, but they show up at our doorstep, and I just don't have the heart not to take them in. I just love them all and wish I could take them all in. So we get them spayed and neutered, and then, yeah, we bring them in the house. But my husband said, no more. 7 is enough, okay? And plus, I still have my little dog. So, which, I don't know, she's tiny. So she's like 5 pounds, if that. So anyway, I do want to spend time with all of them and try to get things organized in my house. So I am taking a couple of weeks off. As I said, it might be 3, definitely 2 weeks, but I should be back like mid-January or thereabouts. I will try to still continue my tip videos, but if you don't see them, don't worry, I'm okay. All right. So anyway, I do have one last Christmas card that I want to do with you, and I am going to share it with you. Unfortunately, I didn't make a sample. Ooh. So we're going to do it together. Hopefully, it comes together pretty quickly for you so we can all get back to doing our holiday stuff. All right. So I just want to say thank you again so very much for all your support, and please continue to support my channel as I grow. Thank you. So for our card today, I am using what's this called? I've used this quite a bit. It's called Christmas Tags and More. I believe it's on the last chance list. And I did need a couple of more cards, so I wanted to try this one out. I had it in my head, and it's pretty simple, and it does use scrap pieces of DSP. So I had quite a few of these in here, so I figured, let's cut them down and see what we get. This pack also comes with some die cuts, which I have used in my videos, but they make card making really, really easy and quick. And we like quick during the holidays. All right, so I'm not even going to give you the measurements for these because, like I said, they were little scraps, but I will try to put measurements on my PDF, which will go out on Wednesday, Christmas Day. Yeah, hopefully. It might go out before then on Tuesday afternoon or evening. So I just have, just scraps here, right? And then I have a piece of basic red, which we're going to use on the outside. I'm using basic white for the card base. And then we have a piece of garden green, basic white for the inside. And then I have some scraps again and a piece of adhesive sheet so I can put it behind the Christmas, if I can grab it, the die cut, just to make it easier to adhere it. And I am using Words for the Season. This one, I believe, is on the last chance list. However, the dies, also called Words for the Season, are not on the last chance list. I don't recall what the price of this one is, though. All right, let's get started here. All right, so the first thing I think I'm going to do is I'm going to fold my card base. Let's see, so my bone folder right here. And we'll press that down. So please let me know in the comments what you are doing for Christmas, if you celebrate Christmas. We are going to my in-laws. My husband's nephew is actually visiting from Florida. They recently moved down to Florida. Just want to make sure this is the right size, but I did cut it down, okay? So they moved down to Florida from Las Vegas, and we're excited to see them and their baby, who is 6 or 7 months now. She was born in April. And we're going to bring Coco. And Coco is a cat that my husband and I brought home from Las Vegas. She was our nephew's cat, and they were only allowed to bring 3 pets. They had 5. 3 dogs and 2 cats. So another friend of theirs in the Vegas area took the 1 cat, and I got Coco. And Coco is a love. She's a sweetheart. All right, so let's put this aside. So for these pieces, not that one, that's going to go on the inside. What I want to do is, they're going to go right on the front of the card. So I want to kind of just decide, do I want it to go all the way up? Because then I'm going to put a banner end, and they're going to be like in graduating sizes, I guess, right? So let's see, we'll put that there. We'll put the red one there. And again, I am looking for, you know, it's more like a, how does it look to the eye type thing, right? All right, so let's just scoot that over. Yeah, I think I'm just going to bring it to the top because I think kind of hanging them in the middle here would look kind of weird. So we're going to put them onto the top. And I just did something and I forgot. I was going to take that white piece that is going behind the sentiment and wrap it, but I forgot. So we're just going to put a little banner into that. All right, so that's good. How far down do we want to go? I think I'm going to make this one, you know, probably about here. So you know what I'm going to do? Let's take a pencil. Oh, I know I had one in here. Here we go. I'm just going to take a pencil and just kind of put a tick mark about where I want to cut it. Let's say right here. Okay, that one's going to go there. I think we'll do this one maybe around here. And this one will make the longest about there. Okay, so let's cut these down to size. And if we need to trim them, we can trim them. Again, they're not, it's not going to be an exact science. It's just like what you like, what's pleasing to your eye. All right, where's the mark here? I think I did it on the red. Here, I see it now. Should have done it on the white where I could see it, but I see it on the red. Okay, so we're going to cut that off. And then we have the ivy piece. And I see that right there. So I'm going to go right above it just so I don't have to erase it. Okay, now we got some more scraps. All right, let's set this aside. Let me close the glue before I put my hand on it and do something crazy, right? Okay, so I'm going to look for the center of this, and I do see any pencil mark on there, so we have to erase that. Just in case it doesn't, just in case it shows up, even if I cut it down. Okay, so what I like to do to create a little banner end to my pieces is I'll look for the center, which is, I'd say, right about here. Come up, and then I'll cut from one point to that center point, and then the other point to the center point. And this, it's not exact, but it's pretty good, right? I think that looks good. All right, let's do the same thing for the red. I'm sorry, the plaid, not the red, although there is red on here, so that's why I said that. So I'm going to look for the center, come up, and then we'll snip one side and snip the other side. Okay, there. And we have our last piece. Do that again. Snip the center and then cut the edges off. One little piece there. Did not go all the way on that one. There. This one's a little bit harder to see because of the pattern. So there we go. Okay, so there you go. And while we're at it, let's do the white as well. So I'm gonna put this here I want to cut, you know what, this is going to be 4 inches. All right, so let's cut this down to 4 inches, and then we'll do the banner on this one. Okay, so we're done with the paper cutter, trimmer, and let's do the same thing for this. So again, I'm looking for the center, snip up, and 1, and then cut the other part off. I find that this is the easiest. Another way you can do it is if you happen to have like a corner, a square punch, you can actually put it kind of like that and do it that way too. That also works. So that's for that. All right, so let us put the green inside. Done with the pencil. All right, let's put the green inside. Then we'll do die cutting and stamping. Again, I'm looking for equal spacing, top, bottom, left, and right. Equalish, I say, because it's never going to come out perfect. All right, you know what? While we're at it, let us stamp our greeting with words for the season. So if you are interested in purchasing any of these products that I'm showing you today or anything else, please head over to my website. You can either log into stampingup.com and select me as your demonstrator, or you can click the link that I share in my tutorial and it will bring you right to the shopping page. If you are not a current customer of mine and you don't have a Stampin' Up account, make sure that you create one, because that way you will get your stamping rewards. If you don't, then you kind of lose that. So stamping rewards are 10% of $20 on every order. It used to be that we would have to spend like $150 in order to get rewards, but now you just have to spend $20. So I think that's a great deal, and one you don't want to miss out on. Okay, so we're going to put this here. Now, I did forget to do something else, but I don't know if I'm going to do that. I may just leave it off. I have this little strip, but I think I like it just with the green. Right? What do you think? Just with the green, or should we put it there? I say let's leave it off. All right, so that is done. Let's put these pieces on the front, and then we'll do our die cutting. So I am going to put these back down again, line them up, just so I know where they're going. And, you know, again, it's not a precise measurement, but I want to have a basic idea of where to place them and how much spacing I have in the center. And that's why I like to do this dry fitting. Just that little extra step. All right, so I'm going to take off the center one and leave those two end ones there. All right, so let's put some adhesive on here. I'm having a little trouble picking these all up. So what I started to say earlier about my kitty cat Coco is that because my nephew is going to be there, we are going to bring the cat with us. So we'll see how that works. We'll see how that works. This whole cat thing is all new to me. As I mentioned, I've always been a dog mom. Now they call me the crazy cat lady. Yep. It's official. I am the crazy cat lady. I guess 7 was the magic number. She does travel well, though, because she has traveled. And, you know, even when I brought her home from Vegas, she was fine in the carrier. You know, I would stick my hand in there just to show her that, you know, we were still there and she wasn't alone. Every time I heard her meowing. But she's certainly a little pip. She seems to be the one that has the most human qualities. I mean, she is the oldest, so I guess as my other ones get older, they'll eventually adjust to us and acclimate to the human life. But Coco loves to sneak outside whenever I take my dog out. She'll stand right by the front door and she'll meow at me. And she does get out, but she just stays very close by with me. And when I go inside, she goes inside. All right, so we're going to pop this piece up. Oh, look at that. That came out fairly perfect, although I think I'm going to, because I don't like how this is showing underneath here. So we'll see how that works. All right, let's get our mini cut and emboss machine. I'm going to, before I do that, let's put the adhesive sheet on this piece. All right, so I already started it. Now this is from scrapbook.com, this sheets, but Stampin' Up has adhesive sheets as well if you're interested. I'm trying to use up, and I keep finding more of this stuff. More and more of it. All right, so that's good. All right, let's do this now. I need to flip that over. All right, so we're just gonna put Christmas right here. I always forget if I need to go this way or that way. So let's see which way this goes. I know with the mini cut and emboss machine, you kind of have to stagger the plates. Okay, that's not the right way. Let's go the other way. Let's try it this way. And I want to use the magnetic plate from scrapbook.com so that it doesn't move on me. There we go. Okay. So that's the ticket. All right. Almost there. There we go. And good. Okay. So putting that adhesive sheet makes it so much easier. Take your pick tool to poke this out. There we go. And as usual, I lost the little dot. It's all right. I'll probably put one of those pretty embellishments on there. Now you do have to work this out, and I would be very careful. However, you know what I think I might do? I wonder if this would work if I just peel it off. It might. Let's see. Oh, that's right, I forgot the C is not attached. So I'm just going to lay that right there. For a minute, and then we'll work the rest off. So this is what makes it so easy, because you can actually leave that adhesive sheet back there and work the word right off. Like so. There we go. And I still have a little bit more if I have something else to use that for. All right. these are kind of delicate, so I would certainly be careful with them, because if you stretch them out too much, they definitely can rip on you. I see that's over too far, so we're just going to lift it up a little. Probably should start with the H instead of the S, right? All right, so we're going to do this. Alrighty, there we go. So let's get a dot. These are the traditional sparkling sequins. We'll put that right over the eye. So, all right. Bring those back in just a minute. And get some dimensionals. All right, we'll probably need a good amount of dimensionals on here. Let's put one there and here. Here, I think 6 will do it. All right, so we're just gonna put this right here in the center. Or should we bring it up? I think I'm gonna bring it up just a tad. So, there. You know what would have been nice is if I used the stylish shape dies on this, but that's okay. It still looks good. All right, so let's get some pretty gems. So I think we'll put a red one right down there. Oops, cat hair. What a shock. Oh, it's a stubborn little thing, isn't it? There. I got it? Okay, got it. All right, so let's try that again. There. And we'll put a small one right below that, about here. Okay. And then, should I add more? I mean, there's 3 on there. I think that looks good just as is. All right, friends, so there you go. There's our last Christmas card for the season. And isn't it cute? I love the way it came out. So give it a try. It is super easy, super quick. And the hardest part for me was putting this down, but I think it came out perfect. Let me know what you think in the comments. And again, have a wonderful Christmas. Be sure to spend time with your family and your friends and just enjoy each other's company. So until next year, have a great time, guys. Thanks again for watching, commenting, liking my video, sharing it with your friends. I really, truly appreciate you. Bye-bye.